Hey guys, today we're going to paint a minnow style lure. We're going to try something a little different. Now I haven't done this before, not really sure if it's going to work, but I happened to see a lure in a catalog. Now it was actually a jointed lure, not a one piece like this, but I looked at the paint job and I thought, you know, that's kind of neat, but wonder if we can get that done with just a regular standard one piece lure. So let's get over to the workbench, we'll give it a try, and we'll see if this works. Okay, here we go. Got our blank. It's all painted white to give us our base coat to start with. I kind of get to the point sometimes I may pull out 6 or 8 or 10 of these things and paint them all up at one time and then just hang them back up and leave them sit. That way they're all kind of done ahead of time. We're going to go out Createx colors. Pretty much Createx all the way across today. We're going to start out with the transparents. We'll start out with a transparent bright red. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to paint the tail end of this, but that's it. Now in the lure I saw in the catalog, it was 2-piece, and the back part was painted red, the rest was painted normally. And I gotta admit, that'd be a lot easier to do it that way, because you could probably tape off one and not get a lot of drift over. We're not gonna have that in this case, so we'll see how it works. Alright, let me clean up real quick and we'll move on to our other colors. Alright, now if you notice something different in the background, all the paints are in here. Now that it's winter time, normally I used to heat this room, and I decided we're not going to get so much about heating it like we used to. So I moved them out, not because they're going to freeze, but I just wanted to make sure they stayed really warm and be in good shape when I really want to go paint with them. So I didn't want a bunch of cold paints out here. Alright, orange, transparent orange in the Createx. And now we're going to go right up the belly. We're going to be careful we don't get back on our red back there. There we go. There's our orange belly. That's all that took. Alright, let me clean up. We'll move on. Next, Createx transparent bright yellow. So now we'll go bright yellow. And again, we're just going to be a little careful to get to the back. We can let it blend in a little bit because it's really, that yellow's not heavy enough that it's going to overpower the red. So when you overshoot a little, you're really not going to hurt anything. Alright, there we go. Let me clean up something really quick here. Get a little water. Alright, that's about all it takes for that. Now, let's move on. Pearlized blue. Again, the Createx, but we're going pearlized this time around. And now we're going to come right down the back. Just right down the back. Now that one can overpower, so be a little careful on that one. That's all I wanted. There's my orange, got the yellow. You can see as if I got a little careless here, that's really going to go over that and cover up that red because of the dark color. So we didn't want to do that. Okay, one more thing I want to do yet. Hang on just a second. Get the blue back out of here. Clean that out there real quick. Now let me come back with the red. One more time, a little more red. And we're going to come right underneath the throat. And now I'm going to put most of the paint on the tape here, on the bill. But don't want to get too much up there. And that is it. That's all I'm going to put up there. We're going to let the eyes go. We're not going to darken up around the eyes this time around. We're going to let that go. All right, you know what we could do even while we're here now. Still got some red in here. Shoot that a little bit more just to make sure we're covered good. And there we go. Okay, let's put in some eyes. I found these kind of real dark ones, and I thought the dark colors might look good. Now, the eyes always have sticky on the back, but I use a little tacky glue just to have a little bit extra. Put a little bit on the toothpick here, and you know what? The glue stayed out here. So it's a little bit thicker. So it's not frozen, but it's a little chilly out here. So, no fancy tools. I just use a toothpick. Pull the eye off. Set it into place. Move it around a little as needed. Grab one quick for the other side. And there we go. Alright. Now, I like to let the eyes set for 20-30 minutes just to make sure they get in there good and solid before I start putting the top coat on. So, let's wait a little bit. We'll come back and do the top coat. Alright, let's get our top coat on. Now, in this situation, I use Bob Smith Industries. They're 30-minute slow cure epoxy. 2 parts. This stuff loves it above 70 degrees. So what I've got here is I put mine in some hot water. That way it really warms up good. And it comes out a little bit easier that way. Summertime, don't need to do that. This time of year, every little bit helps. So I like to thin it down a little with some warm water. As you notice, as I mentioned before, I don't measure. I'm not worried about volume by weight or by anything. I just squirt a little of each in. When it looks like I got 50-50 of each, I call it good. Mix her up really good. Says you got 30 minutes, but you don't. Usually, when I'm doing this, I figure if I can get 2, maybe 3 lures done, that's about it. Summertime, when it's a little thinner, I figure I can usually mix up enough I can do 3 at one time. But it will not last 30 minutes the way it claims, at least not for putting it on like this with a brush. As I mentioned before, the brush, just a cheap Walmart. Buy 20 or 30 of them for $1.95 or something like that. And we'll just get it on here quick. The key is going to be hanging it up so everything will run to the tail. I'm going to hang it by its bill. That way everything runs towards the tail. And that will even itself out. Take care of all the brush strokes or anything from where I'm just using this cheaper brush. There we go. Alright. That's got us covered. Now, oops, get unhooked here. I almost got hooked in with that. Just use a piece of wire. Now I like to take a piece of wire and hang it here. Now when I hang it up, everything is going to slowly run down. We'll hook into the wire. I'm going to take the wire off. I won't end up with a big glob right here on the end of the lure that way. Alright, hang it up. Wait for it to dry. And we got it done. Well, there we go, guys. I'm not sure what we're going to call it, but you know, I like that red tail. I got the feeling that's going to grab some attention out there. But I guess we'll have to wait till spring, see what happens. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.